I did slow it down here a little bit because I thought it was funny how I had a slow takeoff. I didn't put a full throttle. It was windy and I thought it would be enough lift to take my plane off. I didn't. I gave it acceleration, and of course it did get airborne. Now, unlike my previous videos, this is not going to be a review of the Flite Test Versa wing. This is my FPV platform. I do have my GoPro mounted on it with the also the FPV camera from Security Cams 2000. It is carrying a 3S 3000 milliamp battery, the Fat Shark 250 milliwatt FPV transmitter, an 8-channel orange receiver, and an NTM 2826 1200 kV motor. It is a little bit heavier than the other one was, but it seemed to fly very well despite the windy conditions. Now you're going to see all this little jittery going around. That is actually the plane getting rocked around me by the wind. Now most of these the flight pattern is just going to be going around circles. I was trying to run the battery to see how much battery time I get to 3000, and considering the plane is heavier than the Versa I was used to, also how well the blunt nose flies, especially in this kind of wind. It was windy. When I first started up the motor and tested out there, I thought it was going to be underpowered, but it actually did very well. Now, if you notice on the flybys that I do, I'm not wearing my goggles. Everything is on, so I'm getting the power drawn from the battery with everything on, again, to see just how much battery time I get. Once I would have finished the first battery, the second battery, and if I hadn't satisfied with the characteristics, I would have loaded up the goggles and done an editing review. Unfortunately, I didn't get to the second battery, and we'll soon see that. Now, maybe I shouldn't have been trying to see how low I could go, but you're going to see me doing that. As I feel more and more comfortable with the plane in a windy condition, I keep trying to do flybys, and I get lower and lower every time. Now, from the ground, it looked really nice. It took me a couple times for you guys to see me gain some altitude. That was one of those places. The thing is, once I turned around, the wind would make me lose a lot of altitude. But it looked really nice, and it handled very well. Now, I don't know the exact measurements of the wing. I think it's almost 4 feet. But flybys like this, the plane looks huge from the ground, so when you're flying direct view, it looks very clear in the sky with the taping paint scheme that I put on there with the arrowhead invasion stripes I put on it. I had no problem with visibility, and I had no problem with orientation. Now that was my fastest and closest flyby, so I decided to little retake here in slow motion to see just how good it looked. Now keep in mind that I'm flying a DX8 radio with an orange 8-channel receiver. I'm actually getting really good range. Then again, I am out the country. There's no trees, no buildings except for that house there. It's far enough to not cause any interference. I probably could have gotten more range than this, but one, it was windy. Two, I really didn't want. I have no way of knowing what my signal strength is since I don't have RSSI on that receiver. Plus, I didn't have the FPV going, so I felt I had really good range. Again, what we see here from the GoPro camera and what we see from the ground is two totally different pictures. It was pretty far. I was pushing the boundaries of how well I could see the plane and the orientation was going from the ground. Now, this is a perfect example why you're looking at your radio to check the telemetry or your timer. Make sure you have enough altitude. And that's me not paying attention to launch again. Now, those two little spills there eventually started loosening the hot glue on the motor mount I have. And it came loose. As a matter of fact, that second time I picked it up, I looked at it and it was already loose. And it was kind of dangling from the loop, but I decided to take it up anyway because I wanted to see just how well it would handle if something like this happened in the air. And I really couldn't tell any difference, even though the I was probably getting some down thrust.